And we are live, everybody. Welcome. Today is Thursday, March 11th. Yet another ride in the Treasure Hunting Amusement Park. We are very happy that Tom has decided to come on the show and explain this newest of new rides for us. How you doing, Tom?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. K-Pro, you doing good?
I want everyone to know I'm a little down tonight. I have a pinched nerve, but it's okay. It's here. I just got icy hot and I might have something in my cup. So I'm going to try to roll with it tonight, but it's been like 3 days and it kind of takes your breath away. So, but I'm good. I'm here.
What's
I'm
okay.
In the
cup? Everyone wants to know what's in the cup.
I'm not saying.
All right.
Okay. I need that.
A magical elixir is in that cup. Okay, everybody. So yeah, we have Tom on. We're going to go over his treasure hunt. It's called Supreme Seek. We're going to give you all the details later on. I think toward the end of the show, K-Pro is going to give us an update on Monday's Forrest Fenn Treasure Found. We've got a panel. Some very
hit the breaking news. If the breaking news button is for anything, it is for that.
All right. Well, Steve, you got to tune in Monday.
You got to tune in, but I will talk a little bit about it. If you haven't heard about it, there's some big news coming from, and I didn't even get it. I just talked to the guy that get it. Greg from Treasure Seekers was in Santa Fe. He's got pictures. He's got meetings. He's got stuff, and he's going to be on the show, but we're going to talk about huge breaking news and something we haven't discussed yet. Okay. But that's enough of that.
He's going to be on the show.
Yeah, he's actually going to come on our show to talk about it.
That's
yeah,
great.
So that should be interesting. He's been on once before, so
and he has said that he's going to save 2 of the pictures that from the trip. He's literally sitting in the same seat that Jack was sitting in, where Jack and Forrest were in that office. He was in that office. So we'll talk more about that later.
Did he reach under the table and make sure there wasn't a secret note in there or anything?
Or like a vial of gold or something. They dropped a coin, one of the American Eagles. Yeah, crazy.
Okay, so that'll be later on in the show, everybody, so stick around for that. We're going to give an update. We're going to show Mr. Clue's video one more time, and more breaking news. I've got the crossword puzzle to end all crossword puzzles, and the person who sent it said, if you solve it, you get $1,000. So we'll go over that later on. But first, we're happy that Tom is here. We're going to find out what is Supreme Seek. So Tom, we'll let you do an intro. Just tell everybody who you are, how you got involved in treasure hunts, and what it is you're doing with Supreme Seek.
Great. So my name's Tom. I've been working on this treasure hunt for me and a few other guys for, it's been a few months, maybe a year, if you look way back. I've gotten into treasure hunts through like really The Secret, Forrest Fenn a little bit. I've been hunting the St. Augustine cast for a while. And then I've always been into puzzles and hunts and all kind of different things like that. So we put together this treasure hunt, try to make a simplified version of a hunt. And, we'll get into the details of, how you can solve it. But a little bit of a spin on it is that, 60% of all the money that gets put into the treasure hunt will go to the solver. And then 20% of that, they can choose a charity of their choice that could go to. So the bigger the amount gets, the better the hunt, right? So that's been my struggle. I reached out to Mike to try to help me figure out how to get that amount, bigger, because I started out as a paid hunt. I got a lot of flack for it being a paid hunt, believe it or not. So I dialed it back and I said, you know what, let me just make it free, put a purse up there to start it off, and all the money that comes in through the donation part, once you sign up for free, goes into the pot. So
yeah, I do find it funny that we've done a paid and not paid hunts. Even if you charge $1, it just somehow in someone's mind, a lot of people's mind, they feel a lot more entitled, a lot more grumpy, a lot more.
It was pretty strange because I was trying to put it out there on a few treasure hunting groups and Facebook groups and whatnot. And I hit up one of the secret groups that I've always been a part of for a long time. And man, when they saw it was a paid hunt, and I'm sure it was just a few people, but I could see that it was kind of going the wrong way. So I was like, you know what, let's see if we can open up, make it free. And maybe if enough donations come in, I have this thing I was going to also talk to Mike about is like trying to get sponsors to, help support the hunt. If we could get enough people, joining up for free, and I could show that there's a user base there, maybe they can, there's a way that their logos can be rotated into the site and get some exposure too. So,
well, as soon as you ask anybody to pay anything, even if it's $1, they feel entitled to know every single detail about what it is. And the minority, those few are usually the most vocal, unfortunately.
Well,
so,
I mean, and I do like a lot of the free ones that are out there. I'm stuck on like 2 really good ones. Like, Tell Me Where. I know you guys have.
3D Bronze, there he is. And 3D Bronze reminded me that Super Chat's on because he just did a Super Chat.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. And he says, Supreme Seek, it's a treasure hunt, but with sour cream. What is, I think it's a Taco Bell Supreme little rip there. Yeah. 3dbronze.com/tell me where. He's got his own puzzle that nobody seems to be able to solve.
It's so good. I feel like I'm on it though. Yeah,
there's something I've been working with some other people. I shouldn't say working. I should say more. They've been working, telling me where they're at. They seem to have part of it, but there's got to be a switch there, a catch or something. Yeah. 3D Bronze, that smart guy. We'll see.
I don't know if you've ever looked into the cipher.
The cipher.
It's baffling as well. It's just one image and video with music behind it, and that's the whole.
Oh, send it to me when you get a chance.
I will. I
don't know if I've seen that one or not. Maybe not.
Yeah, it's these free ones are awesome too. So
yeah,
it's definitely mysterious on some of these.
So 3D Bronze did remind me that Super Chat's on. If you have a question, you just have to have me, K-Pro, or Tom answer. And then, as always, thumbs up for the Treasure Hunting Amusement Park. So this is our newest ride, everybody. It's not a new ride, but it's a new ride to us. And that's why we wanted to have Tom come on so we can put a spotlight on this ride and this treasure hunt. And he can explain what it is. So first thing is I've put in the chat, supremeseek.com. That's where you get all the info, everybody. It is a website. So this is a website-based hunt. And the first thing I'll ask is there boots on the ground required, or is everything Armchair from your computer?
It's all Armchair.
Oh, that's good. So people do not have to go. It's all using your brain on the computer, which is there's a lot of code breaker Charlies, although I don't know if it's a code breaker Charlie hunt. So we're going to find out,
So by day, I am a computer programmer, just so everyone knows. So that shout out to my honor lock peeps. I work for a online proctoring company. So for like higher education.
Oh, okay.
So, like if a kid is taking a test, we record and make sure they're not, doing anything during their test as far as looking at notes and things like that. So, that's my history is technology, but it's not. And we could look at a couple of the, what I call sub puzzles and clues, and but it's not. It doesn't have to be all code breaker Charlie.
And before we even go to the website, which we're about to, Eric in South Korea says, woohoo, because he keeps getting involved in these treasure hunts. And he's like, I'm in South Korea. So there you go, Eric. This is your chance to solve one of those.
Purposely, it's not boots on the ground.
Gotcha. Yeah. The cipher you meant was the one by Niamo Spec on YouTube?
Yes.
Cipher? Yes. I am very familiar with that one.
Yes.
Nobody can figure that one out either. So, okay.
Well, and this is one of the biggest debates I have personally. I just want to chime in here. I love going boots on the ground, but that limits the reach you can get as an originator. So that's why you got to love these that like, oh, the originator lives up in New York. Who cares? Or Japan or, Austria. It doesn't matter. But I want to find a way to try to do both. I was thinking of like, there's a post office in every city. So is there a way to bring those two together? So I do have to say, I love boots on the ground, but the reach for the ones that are virtual it's the way to go. You have to.
I do like how the Great U.S. Treasure Hunt kind of did that combination, right? I mean, they have boots on the ground where someone can boots on the ground for you in a way, which I thought was cool.
They got creative. We had some other issues with that hunt, but they got creative. They did. I think overall they did really well. But
lost my mind with that. I know you had Josh and Todd on. They were the winners of the Copper Dan. So irrespective of that, before that, I met them through Facebook, and we formed our own little group, and we were trying to solve that and Tell Me Where and a couple others, but. It was really pissing me off when all the characters were falling into place because it was at the beginning it was told like it would be very clear what the solution would be, and then when all the characters were in there, I don't know how. I believe his name's Chris House.
One of the guys,
David,
who solved it. No, who
oh,
solved
oh,
it.
I don't know.
There was a group, right? There was a group of people.
The great U.S. treasure, and I think his name was Kristen House or something. He solved one of the puzzles, right? But he had all the letters were mixed into the real solve. Somehow he got Hermes out of this mess of letters. So it was a strange ending.
Yeah, it wasn't as exact as they said. And like when you try to email them, there was 3 different possible solutions, and because it was random, you couldn't get. And you codebreaker people, your mind explodes. Like Randy Pitchell from the Beacon Star, he's like, a good cipher is where there's no leftovers, there's nothing missing, it's all kind of exact. And it wasn't. And there was just some things that I think people anticipated different. When he answered, there's no red herrings. That was a red herring. There was plenty of red herrings in that hunt. And of course, that's, I think, frustrating to most. But hey, it comes with the game. You get if you're the originator, it's your.
I was a little
rules.
frustrated with the story not being a part of the solution. If you're talking about like cars parking in 2 spaces apart and 1 apart, that's just a lot of red herrings, right? It has nothing. A lot of it had nothing to do with the commas.
A lot of red herrings, yeah.
Yeah, a lot.
Okay, so before we get into the nuts and the bolts of the Supreme Seek ride, we want to show you something that Tom put together, which is pretty awesome. Tom and his creative team, I'm assuming. Did you guys notice I didn't play any theme song when we started today? And that is because Tom has provided one for us. Check it out, everybody. The YouTube channel is Supreme Seek, so go subscribe. Supreme Seek on YouTube. I'm going to put a link to this right here in the chat. And 3D Bronze with the super chat. Oh, Copper Dan, I'm sorry. Copper Dan with the super chat says 3D Bronze is making me pull out my hair with this hunt. Yeah, it's a lot of people are frustrated.
Me too.
I think you're close, Copper Dan. I think you're close. All right, check it out. This is from Supreme Seek. Here we go. Let's start it from the beginning, huh? That some people they don't really like the intro song that we play. So, to them, all I gotta say is Cowlazars, Cowlazars, K-Pro Cow, how wow wow, it's a K-Pro Cow, how wow wow. It's open when it's light, it's open when it's dark, it's the treasure hunt amusement park. Now let's get going on the double. He gave away books that way a ton. They want to find the treasure, they want to find it now. Come on, let's have some adventures. There's Beacon Star and Treasure Man, Vegas Die and Oak Island. Other treasure hunts, you know the info's here too. The dream of the treasure is the hook. Mike drinks coffee a ton, feel free to send him some. This place never closes, that's for certain. There's always a reason to keep searching. Subscribe to the channel, you never know when there's a clue. If you didn't play, you should have. It was fun. Give them a try, and you'll be smiling. We'll spend days, we'll spend weeks, we'll spend months working our way through treasure hunts. Mike's vlogs are all about the clues and the chase. Let's talk treasure hunts, let's talk puzzles. Ooh, Mike's got Cowlazars coffee cups coming soon. Masquerade and Forrest Fenn are closed, but there are plenty more rides than just those. So it's not just awesome intro music. You want to explain that maybe there's something else going on with that video, right? Possibly.
There could be something else. There
could be something hidden, maybe. All right. Well, that's gonna.
I don't do red herrings, so.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. I thought that was just like a tribute to it. That's the puzzle.
Oh.
It's something we don't know. There's something more there. We don't know what it is.
You know, don't lie, Tom. You liar. I wish you weren't a liar. You know.
I have to lie.
I have to lie. Oh, that's awesome. We have a hunt about us, honey.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. So, okay, this takes us right to supremeseek.com. Everybody check out supremeseek.com, putting the link in the chat right now. And Tom, if you could just walk us through how this works. Now, one, it is a free hunt. It's absolutely free to sign up. So I'm logged in with my account right now. And as you see, it looks like the prize right now is $5,250. Is that correct?
That's right. And it, like I said, it's 60% to the solver and 20% to charity. And then we keep 20% for all the hard work the team is doing. And to support the servers and all this stuff that's going on behind the scenes, of course.
And thumbs up, because everyone is saying, yay, no red herrings. And I actually think he means it. I don't think he's like David. So thumbs that video up just for that. Go subscribe. Okay, keep going.
Okay, so Mike's already signed in, right? So you just go in and create a user and come in, and the main page is the clue page. And if you click on clues, you will get to kind of where everything goes. So of course we got to have a poem, right? There's a poem. That's basically the start. And then as time goes on, I will just, the team will just keep adding more clues until someone solves it. Now to solve it, if you click on solve, you basically just have to put in these 13 spots.
Oh, so this is interesting. You get one attempt at a solve every 24 hours. You will be notified if correct. You will not be notified if correct until the following day when we have validated the entry. You will definitely be contacted. The solve will always be revealed and you will be posted as the solver. Always refer to the terms of use. So you have one attempt every 24 hours. But we don't know what goes here. Is this a word, a letter, a number? We just have to figure that out.
Yeah, there was a hesitation. He did say,
I don't want to say what goes 13. There, but there's 13 positions that can be
nice.
That you can put something in, and you get one solve a day. We don't want people just, there you go, you did it.
Now, Mike, do you remember, what is it, Dead Sea Scrolls? Didn't they do something like this where you had to sign in? It was once per day, kind of similar. Right?
Yeah, this way, we're not getting bombarded with everybody just hammering the servers with a million solutions, and we don't have to, deal with emails and responses and that kind of stuff.
So you're saying there are 13 entries for answers. If you go to the clues, there are 13 things or 13 hints.
No. There's just a code that you have to put in. And that's the solution.
So it could be, I think you're trying to be elusive enough to say they might not all be letters. So it could be like K-Pro dash Cowlazars exclamation point, one's left blank, or whatever it is. It's you're not going to give.
I will tell you none are left blank.
None are blank. Okay, so none are blank, but they could be ampersand.
It won't even let you hit submit if it's blank.
Oh, nice. It'll reject it. Even better. More confirmation.
So this way, if you think you have a solution, you can put one in a day, and then, we will keep having more clues to bring potentially more clarity.
Okay, there is a question from the chat. Mm-hmm. The chat is asking, how long does it take to set up your account? Like, is it instantaneous or does it? Okay, so you don't need to wait. Like sometimes on Thor, I have to hand. Okay, no. So it just
now
sets it up.
If you decide you want to donate, we do have a private Facebook group that I do. If we release a clue, I will put it there first, and I don't know how long it will take to get into the actual Facebook page and on that actual clues page. So the clues are not just, they may be just clues. They could be what I call sub puzzles that could reveal clues to that final code. So Mike, if you go to like the clues, you'll see there's already some that have been out over time. Those all didn't just come out at once, but for example, if you click on Van Halen, right? You have to do something here and decide.
Oh, I see.
Numbers you're going to put in.
This is obviously the order of the songs on the album, right? That would be my guess. I don't know. I'm not a big Van Halen fan, so I don't know. But I see. And then check your solution. Now, is this every 24 hours as well?
That is not. Each sub puzzle or clue could potentially let you have like 10. I forget. This one's 2.
This one's
today.
2. So you were incorrect.
Right.
You've made 1 out of 2 attempts.
Right.
And
So,
it's every 24 hours. 24-hour clock from right now. It will let me enter it.
Yes. That on the sub puzzles, I'm not 100% sure, but
okay.
It's per day, I guess you could say. For those.
So once you get this right, then it'll give you a hint.
Maybe not.
Something going on here. To be the man, you have to beat the man. Okay, we got wrestling. Undertaker, Andre the Giant, Randy Orton. What numbers would be associated with wrestlers? This is interesting, though. This is my kind of puzzle where you've really got to figure out what the clues are to help you with the actual puzzle.
There might be a little bit of research, a little bit of trial and error, right?
Okay, how long has the website been active?
The website's been active 3 months, maybe 4.
And it is absolutely free to play. But if you want to donate, that money does go to the prize pool, 60% to the prize pool, because 20% is going to go to charity and 20% will go to Supreme Seat.
That's right. So if you donated, $10, the pot will grow.
$6 to the prize pool. Gotcha.
Yep, that's right. So
okay, so the question's already come up since we have had the Blackbeard issues. How do we know this is legit? How do we know you're just not collecting money and never going to give anything out? Like, what's your legitimacy clause? I guess are you known in the community?
It's already out of the company's pocket. It's already been seeded with $5,000. So, it's already growing because some people are joining and donating.
So you guys added 5,000 when you started.
Yeah, there's no way we have that many members that donated that much.
Well,
I wish we did. That's why I contacted you, Mike, to help me.
Yeah. But to be clear, 60% of this is what somebody will win, not the entire amount, correct?
That is right. I'm thinking of adding that underneath it just so people are not.
Yeah, just so people are I thought I could win 5. But still, if you're going to donate $5, $10, and you have a chance to win 60% of $5,000 of $5,250, that's not a bad deal. And I like what you're doing here. I might be doing some private Zooms on this one to see if we could maybe take this thing apart.
You have comic books to sell, my friend.
Yeah, I know. There's not enough hours in the day. Find a message for a clue. Okay.
Right. So this puzzle, there's no submission potentially, right? There's not. So things are there will be different. They're not all like the ones you just looked at before. There could be a number of different types of puzzles that could come out to help you get to that final.
Okay.
It's a very stripped down, simplified treasure hunt.
You that knows the answer.
No. I don't mean it as not a difficulty level. I meant there's no pirate theme. There's no. And I did get a couple of emails from people that were happy that there wasn't some type of cheesy theme that might be weaved into it.
What would you say difficulty level? And if you were to guess how long it's going to go, how long do you think it's going to go?
I really can't say. I don't know.
Okay, let me ask you a different way.
Yeah.
Would you be surprised in a year if it was still going? Or do you think
it will not? It will not go a year because we will put more clues out.
Got it. Okay. Awesome. I'll mute.
Is there an end date in mind, or you guys will kind of figure that out as you go?
I think we'll just figure it out as we go. Obviously, if we get more members and it becomes more popular, then I would, like to keep them interested with more.
And after this one ends, do you already have plans for the next one? Or
no, but I was thinking about, actually getting feedback and seeing what people would maybe want, because if we have a good user base and I was talking with a few people about doing something else that would be a little bit different than that. But yes, I think there might be a future for it.
I don't know if you participated in one of our grand adventures, but I think we had about, 60, 70, somewhere around there, 50, 80, I don't know. We did a survey after that. You would be amazed how much, not only the answers kind of become themed, but how much info you can get. It was like a 10-question survey, but more ciphers, less ciphers, more imaginative. Did you want more clues? Did you want less? All of that. It was so helpful. So I think you're doing it smart. You're starting out. I wouldn't say this is small because it is a few $1,000s already, but then you'll learn from it and you can get bigger. And then once people see that you've been legit, you said no red herrings, it was no red, then you'll grow in a big way. But go ahead.
There will be an end. There will be a final end, and there will be a solution that everyone will understand, and all the like the sub puzzles that Mike was showing, those will all be, there will be answers to those, so people who've worked on them will know what those are.
That's a big one for the Forrest Fenn community, is to know what the answer is at the end, that you guys will come out. Can the winner remain anonymous, or will you want them to be publicly know who they are?
I would like them to be known.
Yeah, maybe do an interview with them, or bring them on the show.
Bring them on the show, right?
Right.
I mean,
exactly.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's not going to be that large, right? I think it's going to be an issue, so I'm not too worried about it.
And 20% to charity, and that's the charity of the winner's choice, I take it?
Yeah, obviously we want to, we keep the right to do whatever we decide in the end, based on what they pick, but we do support a few charities on the site if anyone's interested in donating to those, even if they don't participate in the treasure hunt at all. My daughter works with Heroes for Hearing at school, so she's has a minor in disability, so she would love, if you scroll to the bottom, I think you'll see charities there. I'm a big University of Florida Gator fan, and I'm always following Tim Tebow, so I support his charities. And the bottom charity is, I have a friend whose daughter has transverse myelitis, which is like a spinal, the narrowing of the spinal cord situation. So I do, always support them. So it's, obviously they can pick whatever they want, the money you go to. If they wanted to pick one of those, that would be awesome too.
And yes, Bobby, they are going to put out the solution regardless of whether there's a winner or not. You guys will put out.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Even if the
all right. There will be a winner.
You will give enough clues that there will be a winner.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And even if the solver is shy, you're going to put out the solve.
Say again.
If the person who solves it is shy, I was making a little bit of fun of Forrest Fenn and Jack, if that's his real name. If he says, I don't want it out, I'm shy, you're still putting out the solution.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean,
we've all learned from you.
There's no location that could be, visited or whatever.
Right, but that's a bunch of hooey, and we know it. And so that whole will damage the middle of the forest. So there's nothing like that here. Okay. It wouldn't damage your servers to be able to share it. No. I don't know.
No. It's all good. It's all good.
Nice.
Listen, I'm on your team. I want to know the solution, and I want to know the place. And obviously, if you know the solution, you probably know the place, right?
Right. Well, and then you'll love, once we're finished talking about your hunt, some of the updates that are coming out, because I am confident the solution's coming out, whether Jack likes it or not. And so this is getting good.
Why would you be? Because you know a lot of people know the solution.
Yeah, and more and more pieces are starting to come out to the public, and full credit to Greg for getting out there and talking with some attorneys and things and some people in Santa Fe. More pieces are coming together. So, but we won't even have that need for a controversy. This hunt it doesn't have any of those shenanigans. Yeah. And so we've learned, and that's the good part, is there's enough hunts before these that get to learn a little bit of. We do want to know. I think both Jack and Forrest were like, why does anybody want to know? It's over. The treasure chest is found. It's like, no, because we put years. And even if we don't put years, even if we put 6 months into your search or a hunt, 2 months, 5 hours of a Zoom, we want to know, because yeah.
No, I get it. There will be a solution and there will be a solver. So that's a given.
So Bobby's already asked. Totally Armchair. Yes, Totally Armchair. You go to the website, you register, you make a donation if you choose. What have we always said? Let's support people who do treasure hunts, treasure hunt creators. You make a donation. 60% of that donation is going to go to the prize pool. 20% will go to the charity, 20% will go to them for putting it on. And then you figure out what these hints are, and then you figure out how they apply to the grand puzzle, I call it, that master solution. And the first person to get the correct solution, they are the ones who win. Is that it in a nutshell?
That is
well, and
perfect.
it looks. Let me add to that. It looks a little cipher-ish, but it looks a little imaginative-ish. So it looks like it has a little bit of jack of all trades. It looks like you may need to have all kind of the sides of the brain going for this hunt, just with the couple of hints and clues that I saw. And you have a video, and there's a poem. There's a little bit of everything, it seems, kind of all rolled
They
into
have to
one.
solve your video.
Our video, did you hear
Your
that?
video.
There's a video. I'm so excited about a video. I didn't realize.
I already
thought you
have
just
one idea for that. I got to watch it and get a pad and paper, put it that way. So that should be interesting to play with for sure. Maybe I'll go live and actually do that. Try and figure it out live over the weekend.
Hey, listen, I can't say anything. I love solving these in small groups. I like bouncing ideas. I worked with 4 people on the Great American Treasure Hunt, and it was so fun. And we did it all in like a Slack channel. It was awesome, So, work on it.
Okay, question from the room.
Yeah.
How is the winner paid? Is it like a PayPal, a big, huge check, in pennies?
However they want it.
Bitcoin.
A check, probably.
Okay.
A check from the company.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It is interesting, that's for sure. No, Pro Guy SFL says I'm close to solving it. Uh-oh. I wonder. It's solved tomorrow.
Okay, so that's a friend of mine who's watching, just trying to razz me.
Nice.
He doesn't know anything about treasure hunt.
You know what's great is we thought we were
him.
close to U.S. Treasure Hunt. We thought we were close to it. We literally, I was within a foot of it. I walked right by it. The person that won it got their third, but guess what? They got it. So those of you that think this might be solved, it's not. We just have people trying to lead you astray.
So let me ask you this, because Bella DeBall, oh no, not Bella DeBall, it was ST Hunt News. Mike says live wire JavaScript. Are you confident somebody can't hack the website and get some answers or figure out more information than what you want disclosed?
I don't think they can, but it's not really for hackers. That's not the goal of solving it.
Did you see what happened with Mr. Beast? Did you see Mr. Beast Treasure Hunt?
No.
So Mr. Beast did a treasure hunt, and it was like, I don't know, 5 parts to it. And one of the parts is you had to put 30 parts to it. And it was like worth $100,000. And the one part you had to put stuff into a website, and somebody wrote some script and basically like pummeled it and got the $100,000. And I don't know what happened to it, but everyone was like, and they were talking about it in a big Zoom live, like, oh, I got it. I hacked it in by writing this code. And, all you tech guys,
sure.
You guys are mischievous people.
I've done what I could. And the team, I have a systems person and all that. So, it's not a, that's not the way that's in the rules. It's not for hacking.
So other rules, is it okay that people work together, don't work together? Is there anything that's kind of off limits? Or are you kind of like,
No.
Figure it out, guys, and whoever wins, wins?
If you wanted to have a group of 10 people working on it, that's fine.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay, so it's a straightforward hunt, no red herrings. Rules are minimal. Don't cheat. Don't try to hack. But other than that, and it looks like there's a variety of ways and things that'll help you. You have charities involved because giving back is an awesome part of what we need to do. The team gets a little to keep everything going. The winner gets a lot, and it keeps growing, and that's all there. You said there's a private Facebook that the hints go out to first. Okay, room. Come on, you guys know how to tear people apart. I think all the answers have been pretty straightforward, and good answers, meaning good, like that's what I like to hear for hunts I'm a part of. Is there any advanced ciphers? Like, I'm not a cipher person. Mike is Cipher Charlie over there. Do you think we'll both enjoy it, or am I gonna need to know some ancient German Caesar petroglyph from 2200 AD.
I mean, I'm not going to give any hints on how to get to the code. That's just part of it. Some things might be easier to others, some might be harder. So.
Yeah, that's.
Do you think I'd enjoy it, knowing the little bit you know?
I don't. I think you would. I don't think it's the type of hunt that you, how do I say this, would obsess over. This isn't like The Secret or something where you go crazy over it. I don't want it to be like that. I mean, you know, there's some observationing and some puzzling, things like that.
Well, it seems kind of perfect. It seems to me, just at first glance, this is kind of perfect for a group. Like the Zooms that get together, there's somebody that catches something that other people like, and then once you catch it, then you kind of all start getting the ahas in different ways. It seems like there's a variety here that, you know, kind of a small group might be able to really tackle and see things differently.
Well, I mean, two heads are always better than one for any kind of project you're tackling, right? So, yeah, I mean, you know, like I said, it's for fun, it's for charity, and it's out there. So I'm just trying, you know, I had contacted Mike, not just to be on the show, right? But because I had this hunt built, had the website built, and I was looking for like, okay, well, you know, now how do we get the word out? Like what's the, you know,
right.
I had two issues, right? Like, how do I get the word out? And how can I make the prize better? Because I feel like the higher the prize, the, you know, the more interest that will be drawn to it, which in turn would bring more donations into the prize. So it's like a chicken and egg thing a little bit.
And you said minimum donation is $10? And then it goes up from there?
Yeah.
Like 10, 20, 50, I think I saw.
I just put 10, 25, 50. But I
10,
obviously,
25.
you know, if you don't have it, you could play for free and you're not at any disadvantage.
Well, that's awesome that you guys put in $5,000 of your own money. I mean, to me, that shows you're invested and legitimate, and it's not just you guys donate, and if it sits there at $50, and you're like, oh well.
No. Yes.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
You guys put money up. I mean, I didn't realize that till tonight. Bobby D says I might even do a live solo attempt with Supreme Seek. Bobby's doing a masterclass on code ciphers and treasure hunts over the weekend, and I'll have info for that for Bobby.
That's cool.
How you guys can contact him at the end of the show.
Yeah, I am not really good at solving ciphers, so it's some of it's a little new to me. But it's interesting to me. But I'm not a super, like, even though I'm you could say techie, but it's not like I have more fun just building it than actually doing some of these solves. But when we were doing them in groups, it was more interesting. Yes. I did get myself very immersed in The Secret, St. Augustine. So,
interesting.
Oh my
Now,
gosh,
how many people know the solution? Like, how many people either built part of it or is a part of the solution? Like, is it you and your okay, just you?
Oh, just you. Okay.
Okay.
The other team members helped with some of the things that will come out. And
okay, so some pieces and part. Okay.
Right.
Well, like Copper Dan, when he did his hunt, his daughter did the map, but she didn't know the overall piece. Indy did kind of a voiceover, but she didn't know. Okay, so some people know pieces and parts to it, but you're the only one that knows the solution.
God forbid something happens to me. We have a solution.
There's no Thico. Have you put the solution somewhere, like in a
yes,
vault?
there is a solution, and there will be a solver.
That's funny. Okay, that's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, like someone said, this is Tom's brain. Okay.
Well, Tony says this will be over in 48 hours. So you're going to have people hitting it. So I guess check your inbox on solutions. We'll see. And if it does go for a little while, we're working on Hunt for History currently, but I could see doing this one as a group Zoom as well. This one looks fun. Cool. Brand new ride, everybody. It's not new, but it's new to us. It's kind of like what they used to say on NBC. If you haven't seen it, it's new to you. New treasure hunt. Yeah.
What's that? It's new. I mean, it hasn't been really hit by a lot of people.
Right. So people have a good chance. In other words, if somebody really wants to put the time into it, it's a good chance to win, $5,000, 60% of $5,000, which is nothing to sneeze at. That's for sure.
Yeah.
There's
okay.
no sneezing. Yeah, there's a couple of questions. You can
Go
get
ahead,
them, Mike.
Gabriel. Okay. Well, Bobby just asked, can it be solved at your own pace and not have to wait for others to catch up to get clues? In other words, you have once so many people solve this, then you release the next part, or is it all timed? Do you already have when clues?
No, I mean, whenever I feel like, there's a need to like make it progress, I'll put out more things. Like, for example, we put out the video tonight that wasn't really planned, right? So it all depends.
Okay, and that's fair. So, Bobby, it sounds like you. So, let me ask you this: can somebody solve it tonight if and they're not waiting for something in the future to happen?
Well, they have one chance, right?
Oh, for tonight, every 24 hours.
Right.
But everything's out there that you could solve it. Any additional things that come out kind of help point you to some maybe pointers and hints, but you don't have a piece of it that you've not shared that makes it impossible to solve, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
So it is solvable to somebody out there. Okay. All right. Is there a dude named Jack hiding in the wings? Yeah, Jack's going to solve it, right?
Okay. That would be something, though.
Yeah, wouldn't it? Well, it is a small treasure hunting community. Like you said, you knew.
No, I meant if it was actually him.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah. Jack Stoop was the one who solved it. All right. Maybe somebody do a Medium article to solve it.
So Bobby's saying, what happens if someone accidentally submits more than once a day? The system doesn't allow for that.
Yeah.
So then that means Houston, we have an issue, Bobby, if somebody gets in more than one.
Right.
But now if two people submit the correct answer, and when you go to check it, it just goes to the person that first submitted, right?
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
Bobby, if you accidentally submit more than once a day, I mean, that's on you. So if you accidentally hit enter and you're like, oh, I didn't mean to do that, you got to wait 24 hours.
That's right.
Unlike to me.
Right. But I think he's asking what stops people from, multiple accounts. What stops people from, is there just one per IP address, or like I have?
No, there's nothing stopping people from making multiple accounts.
Okay.
They'd have to have a separate email and all that.
Email.
But
so somebody could make a bunch of Gmail accounts if they really wanted to, and then try and use them all every day. There's always one in every group.
There's always something.
Right. So nothing, Bobby, to answer your question, nothing creates stops multiple accounts.
Right.
Well, and that's something maybe to learn from for future ones, because when it's a couple thousand, you'll have maybe one or two do it. But when you're talking 10,000, 50, 100, people, shenanigans start. Shenanigans. And we're kind of a shenanigan community.
If it gets to that magical $10,000 mark, who knows what could happen. But we'll see. I invite everybody to go and donate, to go check it out. This would be perfect for K Pro. Priddle Mondays, Mr. AJ Rainville. I could see him. Looked like there were some word problems in there, maybe, or hidden message. The post office thing looks interesting. So AJ could have a lot of fun with it. So I'll email it to him to make sure he's aware of it. ST Hunt News says, who would do that? Who would create multiple hunts? Probably 90% of this chat room has already done it in the past on hunts.
Well, I had an issue on Thor. Thor is a website that we're still discussing a lot of things for, Sven. And somebody said, this person sounds like such and such. So I checked their account. They had 7 accounts, and they're talking to themselves and agreeing with themselves to make it look like on the forums. And it's just shenanigans. So, yeah. Okay.
Well,
so let's talk
a
little bit. So questions that come in, we'll continue to answer. Let's talk about what's coming up in the Forrest Fenn hunt. Unless, Tom, you have anything else that you want to share on
No, it's been great. I appreciate you guys having me on for sure.
SupremeSeek.com, everybody. Go check it out.
Yeah, so here's what's happening in the Forrest Fenn hunt. Those of you that do not know, Greg from Treasure Seekers, he was heading out to Santa Fe. He had a glorious trip, it looks like, and he had a great picture of him in literally the office that Jack and Forrest were in. I'm going to let him tell the story because he is telling the story on his channel on Sunday night. We are going to do a panel about that on Monday, and Greg would like to come on, and we would like him on. He has a couple of the pictures. He has a variety of pictures. He says he's going to be doing, I believe, and I might get some of this a little off. I wasn't able to talk to Greg today. but we've been communicating all through his trip. He has 4 or 5 kind of breaking news things, and he's dividing them up and putting kind of, this first one is going to be the office that Jack and Forrest was in and what he discovered during that trip. And so 2 of the pictures he's going to save for our show. He is going to talk about it. Go over and subscribe to him on Sunday night. He's going to be talking about that. I think he's home by then. He's actually went and visited Fendi. If you guys know Fendi and Bear Look for Stuff, he's with Fendi right now, I believe, until tomorrow. So I don't know. I know there's some controversy about where did he get the first lead about this, who did he talk to, etc. I don't know that. I just know he was the one sitting in that office and he has gotten some answers. So I say good on him for getting out there and doing it. So I will say that there's a few things that have happened since his trip that now have come my way because of that. And we will share that on Monday. I want to share that with Greg first. And since I haven't talked to him yet about that, I want to make sure to give him that respect because it did come from him. But there's some really big pieces that people are not discussing. It's just not a picture. There's a story to be told around that is going to help us. I do believe I want the solution. I don't believe Jack owes it to us, but I think how this is being unfolded, it's going to be coming out. I know some people question me about why do I think so many people know? Because I've been told so many people know. We know in court documents. I think we're up to be somewhere between 9 and 12 people know the final solution. If you tell 9 people anything, even if they're sworn to secrecy under a non-disclosure or, lawyers with bar, somebody is going to slip up and tell somebody over time, we're coming together. I think we're getting lots of pieces to it. Cynthia is also, has she dropped her new video yet? You guys tell me in the chat. If she has not dropped her video yet, I won't scoop that either. I will just say there's going to be a big piece that comes out there as well. We have so much activity now in the Forrest Fenn hunt because we're now all hunting for what the answer was rather than hunting for a treasure chest. I think those are going to be coming together. Yeah. So Zozo Rocks, I won't answer that. I was not a sworn enemy of Greg's. Greg has a certain way that he goes about things that I do not at the time appreciate. Him and I have come to an understanding that there's certain things that won't happen on our channel. He is a grown adult. He gets to do the things that he wants and say the things he wants. He's a lot edgier. When things got personal between him and I just kind of retreat. That's what I do. So I wouldn't be there. I think over time, he's also learned he doesn't need to be that edgy. The stinger comes out sometimes, if you guys know that. But I think they've tapered a lot of that because I think they realized a lot of people retreat when you either go personal or really, really strong or harsh. And he's a human being, guys. Just like I'm a human being. I've erred in my ways. I'm not saying he erred in his ways. He's just, over time, his channel has become really getting into finding the truth seeking rather than brute force. And I will have some examples of that because I know some of the people that he met with, and I can tell you they had some opinions and some flattering things to say about how I think he got more bees with honey than vinegar. I think he used honey, and I think he did well in Santa Fe. So I've been able to independently confirm some things. So I don't think there was ever arch enemies. I just think there was different ways of going about it. We still agree to disagree on how to go about things. But Tom, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, of these 9 to 12 people, do they know just the location or the solution or both? Or what do you think?
From what I understand, both. And I don't know all of them. From what I understand, there's not only family, there's lawyers, there's Jack, there's people close to the family, etc. And you just start thinking about those people, and there's pieces that are coming in that I haven't been able to confirm. I don't know if I ever will, but from what I understand, if you know the solution or you know the final resting spot, you can back in the solution. And if you know the solution,
can you automatically? That's why I was asking, because I would think the 9 people could know the location, but to know the solution, if it's for example, the latitude laundry, whatever it is.
Right.
Right,
If it's
like,
to Lacey Creek, that exact spot, can you back it up? We couldn't. Or we could, but just not with confidence of exactly what was Homer Brown, et cetera. Well, I'll give you an example. It says in one of the court documents that may or may not be coming out that Shiloh and Zoe were made aware of the final location. Do they know the 9 clues? I don't know. Do they even want to know the solution, or do they just know it in general? I don't know. They know enough that it's been noted that they know. That's something a little more concrete. And then there's the lawyers that absolutely have to know. And then some others, I don't want to get anybody into, there's enough, I don't know, people that are extreme about this. I won't go into more people, but those are the ones that we know just based on documents and data that, because you have 2 attorneys, you have Jack, you had Forrest, but you have Shiloh and Zoe. That's 5 right there. And I think it's at least double that. I was made aware of somebody that as long as they kept it quiet, they were going to be given the solution. And the person said, I don't feel comfortable in knowing if I have to keep it a secret. I don't want to know if it has to be a secret. So they were offered the information. And that is fascinating. It's that person's story to tell. They, from what I understand, are going to be telling it very soon about why they were offered the solution and things. But that's where it's starting to get really interesting. And again, if 2 can keep a secret, if one of them's dead, what happens when 9 people know? And you have some pretty young chickens in Jack eventually, I think, will have, he has a family and has someone that Shiloh has a girlfriend, and, Zoe has a husband and children. How many know? This is where it gets really interesting. Mike, did you have a comment?
Well, the problem with that is there's no way to confirm it. Just like we knew the GPS solve was right. Confirm, 6 exclamation points. But then people are like, yeah, how do you know? So the only way we'd know if it was from Jack, I guess, or if Jack confirmed, I guess. But,
well, what Jack has said, because somebody did actually ask exactly that. You say we're going to know. And he said, well, I knew in 2018, I knew it. And it was so, once you see however he solved it, it becomes so obvious that it's it. Well, what I have to say to that is there's a lot of searchers to this day. I don't care what Jack puts out if he ever put out the final solution, there's some people in New Mexico that will believe to their dying day that it was in New Mexico in their spot. So I don't know. GPS still makes total sense to me. If it fits everything else and it came out from a reputable source, which I think it eventually will, I do.
If it's GPS at that location, and me and Mike were kind of talking about this before, the blaze would be there, right?
Right.
So has anyone discovered that there's something there?
Blaze was there.
The blaze was there. Was it damaged? The source tells us it was, and how it was damaged. I don't know if I believe that. There's still some doubt, but I do have to say, you look at the GPS solve, a lot of things made sense to it. So if you now look at the next step here's the other thing. If it does come out and then somebody else confirms or a document gets unsealed, I think some of the things might be sealed in some legal situation. I just think eventually it's going to come out. And that kind of makes it fun. And I don't think necessarily it's going to be 30 years from now. It's starting to unfold. Mr. Clue, I see you. I did see he sent us an email. He's given us a round 2 on our wedding gift. We got to get to it, Mike.
Because we couldn't solve the first one he sent. So Mr. Clue's got a new video. I just put it in the chat. 3dbronze.com. Tell me where. I put it in the chat. And I got to read this real quick. Talking about a small treasure hunting community. Nick Spera and his partner had solved the lost skull treasure. Well, Nick Spera's partner has decided to do his own podcast. So this is from him. He says, hey, everyone, have you ever wanted to find lost treasure? Do you enjoy cracking codes, breaking ciphers, and solving puzzles? Well, then the new podcast, Live from the Code Bar, is for you. On each show, the host of the show, Rob, will talk about many of the different solved and unsolved armchair treasure hunts, codes, ciphers, escape rooms, puzzle subscription boxes, and alternate reality games, all recorded from the basement bar of Fenwood Manor called conveniently the Code Bar. So look for Live from the Code Bar wherever you download your favorite podcasts, like Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and Stitcher. Don't forget to follow the podcast on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Code Bar Live. And what I'll do is I'll send his info to you, Tom, and maybe you can go on his show and explain Supreme Seek. Because
Awesome.
it is kind of a small community, and I think we're all interconnected a little bit. And this is Nick Sparrow's partner they found the Lost Skull treasure together. So at Code Bar Live and at the Code Bar, Live from the Code Bar is where you would look. Live from the Code Bar is where you would look for the podcast. I've listened to it. It's pretty good. His latest one's on Morse code. He's got one on Masquerade. I believe there's 3 or 4 that are out currently. So yeah, check that out. The other thing is, let me find it. Somebody sent me a crossword puzzle and said, just wanted to let you know I have a new Armchair Treasure Hunt Carnival ride open now. The cash prize is $1,000. If you or any of your listeners can solve the puzzle before the deadline of April 30th, the cash prize is yours. And check this out. I'm going to show you guys what it is right here.
Okay, as you're bringing that up, I was thinking, why are you not asking Supreme Seeks Tom to go on Dustin White's channel, Dustin and Deidre, and they're in chat. It says you never plug our podcast. Exactly. They have a huge following. They mostly talk about The Secret, but I think this is something that they could be interested in. Tom, we're going to
I will go on there. I love talking about The Secret too. So it's awesome.
Well, and the interesting part is I think Dustin's base, just like probably Nixon, even though we're a smaller community, there's these smaller little pockets of groups. And I think the pockets of groups don't overlap as much. Like the hardcore Secret people, I was into The Secret. I went boots on the ground actually for Dustin and Deidre.
Where'd you go?
North Carolina is all I will say. The rest is up to him
to
say. They have a different group that there's the hardcore Forrest Fenners, there's the Secret people, there's some of the ones that do all of them, that sort of thing. But some people get overwhelmed. Like once the Forrest Fenn was over and all these little hunts came up, a lot of people say I'm going to pick 1, maybe 2, and I can't do anymore. And I think Dustin's group definitely. Oh, Oak Island, yes, he's like totally the Oak Island guy too, and they have a massive following on Oak Island. And I have to tell you, this isn't a knock to Dustin and Deidre because I think I would love listening to them talk about it. I tell Mike, you watch Oak Island, and all it is like, oh, we found like something, and then they dig for it, and it's a nail, or it's a what. I know it's the same thing as Gold Rush, which Parker does the same thing, and he just gets the gold. But it's so exciting to me, and I don't like the Oak Island. I don't know why, or I just can't get a following like I do with Gold Rush. Anyway, so we have pockets. So you got to go to each of the different pockets of people and pick up.
I'm an admin on the Secret Florida Facebook group. So I don't really hit up that group. I'll put a generic thing out there once in a while, but I'm definitely into the Secrets. I'll talk to Dustin for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And I can give you his info if you want to email me. I'll send you his.
Yeah.
So I just put the link to the Could It Be Another Oak Island podcast, the Facebook group, and on Apple where you can download their podcast. So definitely check that out. Dustin and Deidre, they're good people. We met Dustin and Deidre. We've met before, but we met Deidre together out World Series of Fenn. They were here in Vegas. They gave us a deck of their patented Oak Island playing cards, which are pretty cool.
Wait, they were at our weddings. I mean, come on, you gotta love that. Yeah. Well, and at ST Hunt News, I gotta tell you, Parker does. And I almost find the Gold Rush is almost the equivalent to the different types of searchers. There's the different types of gold like you have Parker, and then you have the big group, the religious guys. I think they're off of it. And then you have the German guy, or the what's his name? The one with the big Tony Beats. And that they have the dynamic that just makes me laugh between them, because we have the same characters within our hut community. And so it's fun. And so I mean it all in good ways. I mean, Parker, he was like 17 and he's doing $1 million excavations. You got to love that. And then you have Tony Beats, like the senior, big daddy of the small community. It's fun, just like the treasure hunting amusement park. And we have a new ride. It's exciting.
Everybody has their own thing. Just like we got a super chat from Indiana Jones, and he definitely has his own thing. He says the quest for the Grail is not archaeology. It's a race between good and evil. So thank you for that super chat, Indiana Jones. Supreme Seek, everybody, supremeseek.com. Go check it out. Go try and solve it. Go donate. So this is the crossword puzzle. Check this.
Yeah, let's solve this right now, and I'll just put it right into the hunt. It'll be
the money. There you go.
Yeah, we'll just put it right back in.
Actually, between Tom and probably Bobby will have this. If Bobby doesn't know about this one, it might be over. Oh yeah,
this is in fact breaking news because I don't think anybody has seen this before. Roswell UFO crash and retrieval, July 1947. Look at this. There are 100 actual answers that need to be plugged in. And the really cool thing is it's not in order. This is 24. This is 19. This is 23. You have to find where the numbers are, which I should have thought of when I did my grand adventure crossword puzzles. This is the guy's email. Anybody can. He said it's okay to give his email and his phone number. If you guys want your own copy of this, please email this email. I'm going to put in the chat right here. And he put his phone number if anybody wants to call him, especially if you solved it, or at least you believe you solved it. Email him and let him know. Say, hey, I'm sending you the solution. Where's my $1,000? So yeah, he did tell me. I said, so is there a movie or maybe something people should watch? And what he said is people will probably have to go to the library to figure out these answers. So what I think he's done is he may have done some things that aren't readily available on the internet. I know he's a big UFO buff, and he probably has every book in the world on the Roswell crash, which is great. Conspiracy stuff is always great, I think. So, I mean, look at some of these. The U.S. military pulled up these to recover debris. The voice of Roswell. We should be able to look that up, right? Roswell debris spread out like blank, blank. I'm assuming these are all from either the newspaper at the time, radio announcers at the time. It's really cool. It's a cool crossword puzzle. So this could be yet another private Zoom if we want.
Scrolling through microfiche in the library.
Right, exactly.
But wait, it does have a final date of April 30th. That's only like 45 days away.
Time is running out. Sand through the hourglass. That's right. But it looks like it would not be easy. We may get part of it. I don't know if we could. Roswell bodies briefly guarded here. Bodies described as looking like blank. Yeah, it's just a quirky thing. But $1,000 is $1,000. So anybody that's interested in working on this, his email is in the chat right now. You can email me and I'll put you in touch with him, of course. But yeah, thanks for sending it out. We do appreciate it. It is yet another ride in the treasure hunting amusement park. There's so many rides. There's so many things to do.
Well, but the cool part is I feel like everybody's picking their ride, but they're all staying in the community. You're still in the park. You're still seeing your friends. Like I see Dustin and Deidre over on the podcast and I go, hi, you guys are doing the secret. I did it for a little bit, but I really like the Forrest Fenn ride. I'm sitting in line waiting for it to reopen. Actually, I almost think there's like a new ride. It's like after the Forrest Fenn hunt for the final location and solution hunt. And then all these new ones. I love it. And I think it would be really good, Tom, if this is the beginning of the first one for you. You like have a series, because I think like Mr. Clue, his was a really good one to understand. He's a little bit more ciphery than, and we knew that after the first one, and he's legit. He paid his people and he keeps putting them out. And so he's growing by his reputation of getting some of these under his belt, which is super cool.
Have you guys seen this new one? Someone just sent to me. I forget the name, like AON, like Anonym or something.
A new treasure hunt?
Yeah, it's so ciphery looking. I'll have to send you the link.
Yeah.
It's
maybe we'll do a show on it. No, I've not. I don't
wicked cool looking.
Okay.
Yeah, very, very techy looking.
Jono sent me Circus Quirkus. It's something in the UK. It's a YouTube video in the UK, which I haven't really watched yet. Billy Shaw is already figuring things out. He says Supreme Seek's email has Tom from MySpace as the avatar. Is that correct?
It might. I don't know.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Tom from MySpace. Everybody remembers that guy, right? Where's he at now? Who knows? I am putting Bobby Dunbar's email in the chat. Zozo, I don't have a link to the crossword puzzle. It has to be sent to you. So contact me and I'll let you contact the guy. I don't know if the guy wants me to send the crossword puzzle to people or if he wants you to contact him. So just email me, cowlazars@gmail.com. But Bobby Dunbar's email is in the chat if you're interested in his code and cipher masterclass. He's doing those on the weekends. I believe that the cost is $10. Yeah, there you go. Dolos, I mean, Enigma of Dolos is still out there. There's still a lot of them, a lot of rides.
I got to get this. Tell me where. This is driving me nuts.
Yeah, 3D Bronze, tell me where. I think if a group of us got together and actually shared what people know, maybe it would be figured out. But, I really have not been the one to work on it. So it's a good one, though. It's a good story for sure. Hashtag. I won't even say hashtag. Never mind. I was going to say something, but I won't. All right.
Yeah. So, okay. So some are asking, did we start talking about Forrest Fenn? Yes, we did. Forrest Fenn, everybody needs to see the precursor to it, which is go to Seekers. Let's see, Brutal Truth Treasure Seekers, Forrest Fenn, Brutal Truth. They are Greg just came back or is just heading back from Santa Fe. He's out seeing Findy right now. And he's going to have a show on Sunday. Has, I think, 5 segments that he's going to put out. And the first one is That Office Exists, what he learned during that first segment. Again, I will tell you, I've gotten some info based on his visits, and we will talk all about that. Greg and I will be talking tomorrow. We tried to talk yesterday, and it didn't work out, but we've been communicating back and forth between email, text, and all that, which is great. So I think there's more to be had here. There's more information that's coming out, and it's, I think, good. I think we can put it all together. Cynthia's the other one. She is going kind of like the pure boots on the ground type person. So she is trying to piece together based on all the information. WWWH, this is the information that we have. And she's trying to solve this thing. So there you have it. So we will see you on Monday. I will be in the chat, definitely on Sunday on Greg's channel, and see what he rolls out there. But it sounds pretty darned exciting.
Okay. Mr. Clue points out that his treasure hunt, his ride is going to close on May 1st. So I just put the link to his YouTube treasure hunt as well.
Is that the Kentucky Derby one?
It is the Kentucky Derby one.
Okay. Have you looked at that one, Mike?
I looked at it. I did not really.
Okay. There looks to be a couple parts to it, and I'm interested in, what everybody's getting by this point.
Okay, everybody, there it is. SupremeSeek.com. Thank you, Tom, for coming on. Everybody go to SupremeSeek.com. Check it out. If everybody makes some progress, let me know, especially on the video that Tom created. I'm going to put that link in the chat. That'll be the last link. If you can figure that out with the message he's trying to convey, I might have an idea, but I got to sit down and figure it out. Basically, email me and let me know.
And I did post that hunt that I just mentioned that I thought was cool in the chat.
Yeah, I see that. I'm going to put the chat. I'm going to put it. It looks crazy. Yeah, it looks crazy.
Looks crazy, right?
In the chat as well. Yeah, that's a weird. We're going to have to go investigate that one to find out what's going on. But that also,
Forrest Fenn was really into crosswords. I'm just saying.
Of course he was. Try the wheel. Hashtag try the wheel, everybody. It's still valid until it's not.
Oh, wait. I do want to say, so since we've started the panels 2 weeks ago, I have probably gotten back from the day of when the treasure hunt was existing or not solved. I've probably gotten over 200 emails each week. About half of them are, can you really look at my solve? I really think XYZ. I would really like you to email Mike. Mike is if you get through the Mike, I think there's something legitimate here. I'm into trying to get more information either through different sources, different ways. How can we piece this together? Putting Jack's private emails up on Thor discussions, those sort of things. I'm kind of doing I won't say conspiracy theories because I believe Jack's the finder. But if you have your solve and you want to get it to Mike, Mike's the guy for that. And I know people are like, but can't you review it? I can. But I don't believe even if it's an wonderful thing, I need confirmation outside. So I'm the confirmation outside person. Mike's the send the solves. I know he's behind on emails, lots of stuff happening in our world, which we'll share in a little bit, but not today. So does that sound fair, Mike? So everyone email Mike. After the shows, I think Mike's sad because Mike gets like 1 or 2 emails. I get like 50. And he's like, why don't I get more? And I'm like, well, you don't answer them. And I'm so sorry. I've not been answering mine lately. Things have gotten busy, but Mike needs more emails. Hashtag email Mike.
Okay, everybody. The biggest takeaway is Greg is going to be on the show Monday. Forrest Fenn Treasure Found. Greg will be on the panel, so he will tell us all his adventures in Santa Fe. That should be an interesting one for sure. Tom, thanks for coming on. Supreme Seek, everybody. SupremeSeek.com. Go check it out. Let's make some progress, some headway. It'd be cool just to solve some of the clues. Maybe we can't get the full solution, but just to get some of the clues would be fun.
I really do appreciate you guys having me on. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and I know we've been going back and forth for a while, so thanks for coming on and getting the word out. And I hope people donate, and I hope the prize pool, it gets up there.
Thank you. I agree.
Okay, everybody.
Awesome. Have a good night, guys.
Mr. Clue says knowledge of Derby history will help. There we go. All right, email me, Richard. That's right. Okay, everybody. We will see you Monday night. Forrest Fenn Treasure Found. Thanks, Tom. Bye, everybody.
Thank you, guys.